Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Courtney Coppinger, welcome to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going?
Great. Yeah, it's good to be here. I'm over in Europe, just like probably all of us, and enjoying my life.
Yeah. What were you doing earlier? You were crewing, right, for someone?
Yes, I am actually currently like in the middle of a whole day crewing and cheering on at the Wild Struble race by UTMB in Crans, Montana, Switzerland. My partner's brother is running today right now, and then I also jumped in and helped crew Erin Clark, who I'm sure you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she just pulled off second place in the 70K, and she just finished an hour ago, and now I'm here. Yeah.
Wow, what a day! Oh my gosh. How are you feeling? I know you just raced a week and a half ago at Cirque A-Basin. Obviously, some travel. How's the body feeling pre-race, and what's the stoke level like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm feeling really good. I started getting to this place after A-Basin where I was like needing like to come off of these high stimulus weeks of training. So the point of A-Basin was it was wrapped in like a 20-day kind of hard training block, and I didn't like rest for A-Basin. A-Basin was supposed to be a workout, hit it hard after what I called my hardest workout on the trail ever, 2 days before that. And I like did A-Basin, tried to do a long run the next day, came off it this last week and was like, oh my gosh, like I need a little bit of encouragement in my training because I just feel like I'm in it, which I feel like a lot of people probably were at that point. And then being, in Colorado, like elevation, and then I'd go back to Boulder and it'd be still 85, 90 degrees. I just felt like everything I was doing was really average and nothing looked really shiny and nothing felt really good. But I knew like the point of my training block was like, okay, stay true to you and don't compare yourself to others. Like whatever works best for you, me and my coach work well together. And so I was just like really trying to hone in on that and stay true to that. And then I was like, okay, really looking forward to Europe. I'm coming to Europe. Woohoo. I get to Europe and yeah, the stoke immediately came back because sea level, 60-degree temps, perfect trails, not technical, climby, amazing stuff. And I had a run yesterday and it just like, it all came back and I'm like, yep, you're fit, you're ready, you're going to do it. But I kind of got away from that for a few moments where I was like, oh, am I even fit? Am I even ready? And had that like, 2 week out, like freak out. But, now we're like, whatever, 10 days or less than 10 days, I'm feeling really good. So yeah, that was a long-winded answer to say the stoke has returned. I think I needed to get to Europe for that. And get excited. Yeah.
I love to hear it. I'm glad it can be tough in some of those training blocks it's funny you say something like this, like it didn't look shiny or this didn't look shiny and you need something to, I feel like there's those little mental gains in training if you have like a really good day out and it just gives you a little bit of a boost. So it's interesting to hear. I feel like everybody kind of goes through it, which is kind of cool. All right, let me shift gears a little bit. When are you headed out? Are you you're in Crans, Montana now? When do you head out to Confranc?
On Monday flying to Barcelona, training up. Yeah.
Nice. Have you, I feel like it's kind of cool for the mountain classic distance because it seems like the short trail and the long trail are just kind of gnarly and really wild. Yeah. Whereas like there's actually been races before on the actual like track or course, I should say, for the up down. Have you been able to like see it in video or preview it or kind of like do some due diligence on it kind of before pre-race?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely videos out there. And then now I have my little friends, my little Sims out there, reconning the course for me that may or may not be doing those races or other races, but are running that course. And it's exactly what I thought. Basically, like so fast, uphill treadmill style. Which is so different than the short and long. And so I think it'll be really fun. That race suits me really well. And then the technical long trail, short stuff will be really fun. Will suit me well for spectating.
Fair enough. It kind of sucks that it's like the last day is the up down. Whereas like if you're in the vertical or if you're even in the short trail, like you kind of get a little bit of time to go spectate, which you can spectate as well too. But you're also still have this looming idea in the back of your mind that you have to go like to the depths of your soul in a few days, which is good and bad.
Yeah. Although I think we have it best because everyone will be finished. The classic is the most spectator friendly because there's several parts where we're going back and looping. And so everyone's going to be out there. So the energy for that race, I think, is going to be so high. And I run off energy really well. Rather, like, I'm trying not to be nervous or like get in my head before. So I'll just go out and support my teammates that week. And then I think everyone's going to go wild on Sunday because it's the last day. So that's how I'm framing
I
it.
like, what's crazy too, and like, I'm not setting any expectations at all. I just knowing the women on this team, like, I mean, there's a probability of a medal there. So I feel like, from a medaling perspective and just in general energy perspective, like that makes it really special. Like, I think it's going to be a
Yeah,
very special day.
I think it will be too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I want to get back to coaching and stuff like that. I know you work with Matt. Did you guys change any of the approach for this type of race? Did you get, I don't know, did you change anything or make anything different? I've talked to a lot of people and it seems like it's very 50-50. Some people have changed stuff and some people seem to be very, do what brought you here in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we changed things. We went really specific for this race, for like an 8 week training block, in Colorado. I like was really purposeful of like changed my race schedule around for the summer and travel schedule so that I was in Colorado doing the work. And we picked out really specific workouts, really specific routes that were similar to the course. Because basically it's like two 20-minute climbs at like a 13.5% grade or something averaging. And so we just found segments like that in Boulder and just like repped them. The hardest workout that I had mentioned before that I did before A-Basin was a circuit that we created in Boulder it's basically like a mile and a half and half of it's uphill, half it's downhill at the exact gradient as the world's course. And I did 3 of those all out. And I mean, I was shattered by the third one, but yeah, I just wanted to get really familiar with that type of grade. And then I think it's really special to be training at elevation and in Boulder where it's sneaky fitness. It's like, yeah, we're at 5,500 feet, climbing up to 7,000 every day or more. And so like those efforts felt really hard. And I think I'm going to come down here and I'm going to be like locked in at that gradient and like it's going to be feeling a little bit easier. Just to move a bit faster than I was in Colorado. So I think I'm really excited from that specific training block to see what how that executes on race day. And we changed the race schedule a bit to do races that were similar to the style of racing. So I went over to Slovenia and did the World Cup weekend, the finals weekend, which was 2 days of racing. One was an uphill race and the second was a classic, and then did A-Basin, which is more classic style. And so being able to get on courses like that where you're running similar paces and similar efforts for similar time, they're all about an hour to hour and a half races. That was really helpful too, to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to come here and be ready and excited for that.
So cool. Can you talk a little bit about that Slovenian race? I know like the trail team was out there, Andy was out there. There was a good like American representation. What did you enjoy more? Did you like the up down or the vertical? Like what was the style like? Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I had not raced any of the World Cup races, and this was the final. So it was really stacked with some awesome European competition, who I will see again next weekend in Confranc. And I was a little bit nervous because I'd never done a true uphill race. And so the uphill was day one, and I finished, and I hung in there. I got 8th. I was like really proud of myself. The goal was top 10, and yeah, I felt like I competed well and like moved well. But I was really excited for the next day because the next day had downhill, had a bit more, yeah, like runnable grades, less hikey stuff, and so I was really looking forward to that. Plus, I am somebody that is a really heavy responder to a 2-day stimulus. So having the race on the second day usually meant I felt better that day. And I feel like that's my advantage as an athlete is a lot of, some people don't respond well to that. And a lot of people probably stepped on the line tired on Sunday. Whereas I was like ready to chomp down. And like that Sunday race was the big mindset shift and kind of career shift for me because this whole year and really for a lot of my career, I've raced from the back and just been like, okay, I'm going to work my way up. the Smyrna Gora race was, like the course record's like 48 minutes, so it's fast. You don't have a lot of time to make decisions, and you have to like put yourself in the race if you want to be in the race. And so the gun went off, and within the first 5 to 6 minutes, I had made the conscious decision. I was like, I'm gonna go for it today. Like I'm going for it, and like that's my decision. I'm not thinking anything else. And so I battled it out with, some really excellent competition, and it ultimately came down to like me and two Kenyans that were like kind of going back and forth. And yeah, by the end, I was like, this is crazy. Like I am now running at the top and with these girls that I a year ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago would never have thought I could. And I started to feel my strengths come through in that classic style racing, right? It was like I could really make up ground on the runnable uphills and the techie downhills, and I was just stoked on it. And so it was cool to see me finish third in that race, coming off the eighth place finish the day before. And it was just really cool. Like a lot of the Europeans were like, dang. And I was like, yeah, I like this. This is my style. So it was a really cool weekend.
You know what? On that topic, and congratulations, by the way, just amazing performances all around. But for you being like responding really well to 2 day stimulus, is that like from your track and field background, or is that genetic? Like, what do you think that is?
Dude, I don't know. You should bring Matt again on the podcast for that. He's really good at nerding out on all this stuff, but I don't know. I just think some athletes respond better and some don't. I noticed it first when I started doing stage racing. I had run Trans Rockies, and it's, like a 6 day stage race. And I kept feeling better every day. And everybody else, not a lot of other people started feeling worse, but I noticed other people were feeling good too. And I'm like, this is weird. And so I'm actually really looking forward to like, obviously Worlds is one day, but the Golden Trail final, the schedule just came out, and the female prologue is Friday and the female final is Saturday. And so I get that double stimulus, which I'm like, yes, let's go.
So cool. So cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's shift gears to A-Basin. Was that, you know what? I didn't even think about this. Was this your first Cirque Series race or second?
It was.
It was your first one? Okay.
They had reached out after Sunapee and were like, hey, we'd love to have you in a race. And I was like, why have I never done one of these races? They're so up my alley. Yeah.
So much fun, right? Like it's a giant party, especially A-Basin. I feel like that's, while I hate the high altitude component of it, because it's just like kind of brutal. And it's the most, I would say that's probably the most runnable course. But that said, like so much fun, so much stoke. You had obviously another podium finish there. Yeah, what did you think? What was your takeaway from that? Obviously, you said it was like a more of a workout for you, but maybe talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I finished the race. Well, I'll back up. The first 30 to 40 minutes, I literally, for the first time in like a year and a half, like I haven't had this mindset for a long time, but I was like, should I just step off the course? Should I quit? This feels so bad. And the climb was only like, I don't know, 55 minutes. And I felt like truly poop for 40 of the minutes. And then I kind of came around, and then I was in like 6th or 7th place. Truly, I was like, well, this is the point, just a hard workout, whatever. And then like at 40 minutes, like my body kind of relaxed into it, or I don't know what happened. I just felt better. And so then I started moving. And then I could see Alexa, and she was in second, and I could see Rena in first. And I was like, okay, I guess now I have to race this because I'm in the race. And so I caught Alexa and then jammed out on the downhill, which was really fun. And I crossed the finish line, and Matt, actually my coach, had come and watched, and I like ran right to him, and I was like, I really feel a difference by being rested versus not rested. Like that was an insane difference. And of course, we're at really high altitude, so that's another difference. But, I had done GoPro games, which was at high altitude, and I had raced twice in one day there and done fairly well, and did not feel that in my legs because I had been rested. And, he was like, yeah, that's the point. And I had written in my Strava, I think that day, like, curse you, Matt, but you're also genius, because I know I was going to come off of this and get really fit. And it's true, like I wear an Oura ring, and it's been cool to see even the like the data, the biomarker data, like kind of respond really well to some high altitude stimulus and like a big training block. So I know it was like worth it. And I have said like maybe 5 or 6 times that I'll never do A-Basin again, but I hope no one's listening that is on Cirque Series because
The race
that may or may
directors
not be
listen to
true.
this. So
Yeah. But it was so hard.
shout out,
I don't
Steve.
know. It was so fun though. So yeah, good vibes. I mean, just felt horrible. So next time maybe I'll rest for it.
I got you. I got you. Is there a chance we see you in 2026? Maybe. I mean, depending on what the schedule looks like at some other like Cirque races. Just because I don't know. I love the mountain classic distance, and to me, I think from in the purest form, I think the Cirque Series like really bring it as far as like the premier like if you want to race mountain classics, like that's the way to do it in North America.
It's so true. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're right. Race directors, now that you're listening, I do would love to go back and do more. But I do also want to, I think, do more of the World Cup races too, because the
Yeah.
European classic style racing is like really cool too. It felt like a glorified cross country race where there was just like so many people on course cheering. Cirque Series is really cool because there's so many people on course running. But the European ones really bring out the people. So I
Yeah.
want to do a little bit of both next year for sure and
And
prioritize that.
fan base. That's what we need in the States more is like we got to figure out this fan
Seriously,
base
yes.
situation. Yeah, I think it's coming. As the sport continues to grow and as we
Yeah.
get more just more media, more everything in the space, I think we'll have more. This is like a topic I've been like asking everyone about is like how do we get a fan base? Like get the people out with the I don't necessarily know about the chainsaw situation and then screaming LA 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 on course, but like something American, like something cool. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. As the numbers increase and then like just signing up for races, it'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me shift gears back to Worlds. I've asked you this question before. I'm not sure if your why has changed or what your approach or if your approach to it has changed, but this is not your first time representing the Stars and Stripes in general, but it is your first time North American wise for, I guess, mountain running representing the Stars and Stripes.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, I think the team that we're bringing is by far the best team we've ever brought. And so what it means to me is like getting to be part of this movement where one, like this sport is mattering and people are noticing and getting to do that and representing your country while bringing like a team that you believe in is like so rad. And so I think I'm just super excited to like really put away like I'm thinking like there's no other expectation other than like getting the US to be the best that they can be. And so, like the roommate list just came out and the team housing stuff and I'm just like looking through it. I'm like, I know personally most of these people and it's just going to be so cool to cheer them on as one team together. And I know everybody else feels the same in that sentiment and like yeah, of course I cheer for my friends when I'm out, but like in the States and in normal times, normal racing, I'm cheering so hard for my Brooks teammates, and we have a really good team camaraderie there. And so now it's just really cool to like get to put all of that together in a way that's like, oh, these are the best of all the brands in the US. And so, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to having that team culture and atmosphere and knowing that we can up level a lot of the Europeans.
I love it. I love it. Who'd you get as a roommate?
Oh, Anna.
Did
I'm
you
so
really?
stoked.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I was funny. I forgot, who was I was talking to Noah yesterday, and he got Michelino, and I was like, good luck. Nah, shout out Michelino. Anyway, no, it's I think it's so cool. It's just like so special. One of the things that was really cool to me, one of my favorite humans in the sport, just one of my favorite humans in general, is Cam Smith, and I love to see
Yeah.
kind of Cam take on this like leadership role where he helped put together this just like camp for you guys, and everybody kind of came out to the camp in BV. Can you talk about that experience and just how special that was from a team building perspective?
Yeah, well, I had never met Cam before either, and I had heard that he was incredible, and it proved to be true. He was so intentional on it in a way that didn't feel forced or like super structured, but was like we're intentionally putting time together to hang out. And I thought it was just really cool how there was no egos. Everybody was just super excited to get to know each other. I had never met Mason either, and he is a hoot and a half. And like, I feel like I just bonded with all of them so deeply. And yeah, and then like even getting to share that with, my Brooks teammates, Taylor, Sydney, and Anna, who I'd already been close to. I feel like we only got to grow closer and it strengthened that team bond too. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think it was really cool that we got to make the time to do that and put that together. And other like European countries, I noticed they like have little team camps where they all like bring everybody out, and the US doesn't do that, which is okay. Um, but I think it was cool that Cam took that next step to be like, hey, yeah, let's do that. And so I think he should, that will be paving a way for the future, right? Like we should definitely always do that and try to increase that camaraderie, because now I'm going over and know Cam and Mason so much better. And Tyler, I had never met Tyler too. Um, and even his family and wife who was going to be over there too. And it was just super cool. I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, now I have even more people that I know that, are in my corner and already family.
Yeah. No, it's so, I mean, I think it's, like you said, it's so special. And I think that camaraderie and just like the team building aspect of it, I think that like that cohesiveness like really will make a difference. Like it's one
Yeah.
thing to just show up and get to meet everybody and say, hey, good to see you and stuff like that. But it's another thing to actually get to spend time with one another and bond. I think that that will create something special on race day. I want to talk about Brooks. It's really cool that like there is such representation from the Brooks team here, like on the like not just in the North American world scene, but also abroad too, like Remy LaRue and others. Like there's a strong Brooks presence like at Worlds. Can you talk a little bit about that? I know there's been massive investment really like over the last few years into this like sub ultra and just short trail category, but it's really shown this year.
Yeah, I think like the Brooks sub ultra team is really popping off. I mean, of course, the ultra team too, but they had historically been investing in that and made a purposeful decision to drive into the sub ultra scene in a way that has been really noticed. Like obviously, you're noticing, others are noticing, and like I have had so many comments from, race directors or, other people, similar like podcasts or even competitors that have said like, wow, it's really cool to see you guys all out here and crushing it. And it seems like you guys like each other. I had like even a lot of like friends kind of ask me like, a little coy, like, hey, like, like is Brooks, accepting any other people or I would love to be part of Brooks. It seems like a cool team and it's really cool to be able to stand here and say like, yeah, like that's like the best team I've had in my professional experience running and yeah, and I think I had a call last week or week before with our sports marketing person and he we basically reflected on the year and I literally was tearing up in the call because I said, and I didn't know that I was going to sign with you guys and find like two of my best friends. Like Sydney and Anna have become so close and people that I hold very near and dear to my heart now. And it's really cool to like see that come through like in more than just running, right? It's like these are people, and Hillary too. I mean, I've gotten really close with her and so many others, but like specifically to have really close friends on a team where you're like want their best interests. And it's like I felt it at Sunapee where we stood online and we looked at each other like, let's go get it. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna like try to beat Anna or whatever. It's like, no, like Anna, I want you winning this thing. And I'm gonna be like right there to push you. And that's kind of what happened. And that's what I want to happen next Sunday is like, yeah, I do believe that Anna could go and win this whole thing. And I hope she doesn't listen to this, and I hope this doesn't give her pressure. But but like I really believe in her, and I want to be that teammate that can help, and roommate and best friend that can help her get here there. And so yeah, I don't know. I'm just such a person that is so centered around friendship, and Brooks has given me that, and they've done a really good job to foster that with like team camps and team accommodations and making sure that it's a place that everybody, feels like they are bringing something to the team. I asked Jordan a bit like why he invested in the people he invested in, and why they kind of did this specific set of contracts for these sub ultra people. And he was like, we just wanted the right people. It wasn't about where we thought you could perform. We wanted the right people. And I think that speaks volumes.
Amazing. It's, and there's so much to say to that. I think the most important thing too is like, yeah, running's great. And running's like the reason we're all here in a lot of ways. But at the same time, like, I think like the friendships and like, that's the stuff you'll have for the rest of your life. Like those are the experiences with the people that really matter. It's not so much running's great, but like it's not an afterthought, but the friendships are probably the most important part in my opinion.
Yeah, and these are the girls and guys that are gonna pick me up after a hard race or a hard day and be like, "Hey, like I believe in you." And when I hear them say that to me, it means more than like anything else, you know. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm better," like or I can, whatever it is. So,
So cool. So cool. So are you hanging out in Europe until the Golden Trail final then?
oh yeah, here a
Nice.
month.
Nice. I'm so jealous, man. What do you got like any specific places you're gonna try and hit and like see and do, or like what's the plan?
Yeah, so we'll do Pyrenees for a bit, obviously for Worlds, and then go hang in Barcelona with my parents for a few days, send them back stateside, and then train up to France to visit Jess and Jim, actually.
Nice,
Just
nice.
one of my best friends, and so I visited them last year around this time. We actually all did Wild Strewel, and then I went up to them in Beaufort and visited them. So go back there and then go over to Lake Garda area. My partner's actually a paraglider, and there's really big paragliding, obviously all in Europe, but he's doing a specific course over Lake Garda, and so I'll hang there for a bit and scope out the course. And I know a lot of like us are doing the same kind of migration pattern, and so um, hang out with friends and like I don't know, going trail is like sprinkles on top for my year. It's like freaking mid-October and I started racing in April, so
Big rest
it'll be
after.
fun, but like yeah, I'm yeah, it'll be good.
Nice. Do you is that probably the plan after October then? Big rest, relax, and reset for next year?
Gosh, I need to think about it. Like it's kind of time of the year too, where you're thinking about next year and talking contracts with whatever and trying to figure out what my plan for the next like right now like I this year has given me the opportunity to now think 2 3 4 years ahead in terms of running, and so now I like really need to set time to think about that and kind of go to the drawing board. I think Worlds has been such a priority that I haven't been able to like really think past that in Golden Trail Final. But I'm sure something will appear and I'll figure it out. And then I won't say too much, but there also might be a really cool project that we're working on with Brooks for early December. So that's all I'll
Ooh.
say.
All right, cool, cool. I like you planting the seed. Appreciate that. All right, last question.
Yeah.
Maybe the most important one. What would it mean to you to win a medal with this team?
Oh my gosh. I mean, this team, it's just these girls on this team I couldn't pick a better group of four sub ultra classic style racers. Like I really could not. And so I know that like I literally know that the other three could go and win individual titles. I don't personally like believe that I could, and that's okay. Like that's a whole other conversation. But do I think I can be like behind them and supporting them and like right there and be in the top mix of people? Yes. And so it's really cool for me to be like in such belief that they could go out and do that, and us three collectively or us four collectively going to get a medal. Like I have never been so sure of a team, and yeah, and so that's what it means to me is just like I don't know, like everything because this is the best group that I could put together for that.
It's
And honestly the best course for this group. Like I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Lauren, Allie, Anna, what? This is perfect for us. Let's go, girls."
killers, just killers. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a killer team and I'm just so lucky to be part of it.
so cool. Well, Courtney, I'm wishing you the absolute best of luck. I hope you guys have an amazing day out there. Yeah, that's all I'll put it at. Like, I'm just so excited to follow along, and I'm such a fan. So have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll be cheering you guys on next week. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.